Hello, I'm BrigantiaBlackbird of Blackbird's Brew. Happy Sunday and welcome to this week's Baldur video. We're going to be talking about his hidden aspects. Now, what we don't know about Baldur greatly outweighs what we do. He doesn't appear all that often in Norse mythology, and his defining moment and legacy seems to be his death and the circumstances surrounding it. And beyond that, most of what we've inherited focuses almost exclusively on what a great guy he was, how much everyone loved him, and he brought goodness and joy wherever he went. This depiction may be the result of Snorri's retelling and needing to find a Norse god who would fit the role of a martyr, so as to create a correlation between Norse belief and Christianity. And then he could then make Baldur's resurrection more symbolic of Christianity bringing a new day and a new world order that was so much better than what existed before. And when we consider how the other gods are represented, warts and all, it is striking how Baldur is a complete contrast, and he's just given this image without fault. It just isn't consistent with the complexity we see in the other deities, the rest of Norse mythology, and just how things work in the natural world. So let's talk about Baldur the warrior. It's Saxo Grammaticus, who was a Danish historian in the medieval era, who wrote an account of Baldur, albeit he did diminish the status of all parties involved to that of a human. But it was in his telling of the story and how he died and why, which was different from the tale that Snorri gave, but it did reveal a streak of hot-headedness in Baldur. Not only was Baldur perfectly willing to go into battle and wreak some havoc, but he seemed to relish it. And this characteristic is consistent with the idea of light emanating from Baldur. And I'll explain what I mean. Because light, as we know, not only represents, but literally is projective energy. That energy is the epitome of get up and go. It wants to do, accomplish, and conquer. So perhaps we shouldn't be surprised that Baldur would have the nature of a goal-oriented and aggressive go-getter. And then we have Baldur, who is the overbearing sun. I've touched on this theme lightly in other videos, but when we think of our sun at its full power, without relief, it's just as destructive as cold or darkness without end. There's a reason why day is balanced by night, the sun is balanced by the moon, and the masculine is balanced by the feminine. The sun is at its very strongest during the summer, and that is an extreme season, as most of us are currently experiencing. And even if we don't generally think of summer as being extreme, it really is. Think about it. It is winter's opposite. Winter is all sterility and cold, and then you have the contrast of summer with fertility and heat. But for life to carry on, we can't exist forever in either environment. The light, the heat, the sun itself, it must be kept in check, or balance would cease and all of life would break down. This indicates to me that Baldur also required balancing in and of himself, his aggression as well as his appealing nature. It's easy to envision, given his popularity, that Baldur's way of thinking and doing things could come to be seen as the only way, or as an absolute utopian ideal, without reference to how reality actually works. And in paganism, we understand that there is no one true way. That isn't the nature of the gods, the worlds, or ourselves, and this might shed some light on why it is Baldur who seems to be participating in this changing of the guard with the seasons. So that's just a few thoughts I had on the subject. I would very much like to hear from you. Let me know what you think in the comments below, or come to me on Discord at Blackbird's Brew. I'd love to get into a good discussion with you. And if you want to join us, there's a link in the description box below, and hope to see you soon. But I think that's all for now, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.